Hey kiddos, we're going to do things a little informally. You get to be here in my cave. When I say my cave, this is a corner of my bedroom, and that's where I'm sitting. My little nerd station where I play webcam commander with other people. So, sorry I couldn't be there today, but we're still going to run you through your review. Same as always. You're going to hear my wife and kids out there, thin walls, all that, but we're still going to do like a normal day. Here's a review. You should have a review in front of you. I'm just going to do it on here, and then you're going to do your quiz, just like always. Remember, when you're done, it's open notes, open everything right now, so make sure that you're doing your review. Make sure you turn in your Chapter 3 packet, your handout. Remember, there was a handout where we practiced a bunch of the inequality graphs, the shading, and your review. Turn those in along with your daily quizzes. Okay? Turn those in when we're done. Other than that, here we go. We have number 1 has y equals negative 3x plus 2 and y equals 2x minus 3. Oh, and my camera's been acting kind of weird, so it might pause and I have to reset it at some point. It says graph that system and solve it. So I solve a system by graphing by finding out where these two lines are going to intersect. The first one, I got a y-intercept of 2 and a slope of negative 3. We were all pretty good about writing our arrows, meaning down and to the right. So down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Down 1, 2, 3 over 1. And if I need to, I can reverse that. Up 1, 2, 3, left 1. Up 3, left 1. Okay, we'll get straight edge on it. Go again. Y equals 2x minus 3. So down here at negative 3 for a y-intercept. And then slope of 2. I write that as a fraction by putting it over 1. It's positive, so we'll go up. Sorry, my big honking hand right in front of the camera, right? And to the right 1. So from here up to right 1, and I see that it hits that same point. So when I connect the dots, because I made a bunch of dots, I see that they intersect. I want you to look at your instructions there. Solve the system by graphing both equations. Make sure to state the solution. It's not enough to just graph them. Please write. Oh, is this the marker that was dying? That this is at the point 2, negative 1. Okay, that's the solution because that's where they actually cross. Number 2, same story, but now one of them, y equals 6x plus 4, looks normal. It's in slope-intercept form. We'll start at 4. It's got a slope of 6 over 1, so up 6, right 1. I clearly don't have enough room for that. I'm going to go down 6, left 1. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, left 1. I could also turn that into, what if I don't have enough room? If I had 6 over 1, what if I wanted to move 3 instead and do your Jesus fish thing? Okay, I think Chloe had this the other day and it worked out really nice. I could go down 3 and left a half, and it would be on that same line. I could go up 3 and over a half. It'd be on that same line, see? So there's first line. Second line looks a little different. We have negative 2 plus y equals 6x. And you'll see some of the inequalities on the back of this. This is what we got to deal with. That's why we practice. They're going to be not in slope-intercept form, and you have to make them in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides, put my Paxton line on there, And 6x and 2 aren't the same type of critter. They're not like terms, so I'll just write them together like this. And start at 2. Slope of 6 again. So up 6 over 1, or up 3 over a half, like we were doing. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. Or down 3 over a half. Oh, Connor boy's out there stimming. He gets going with his little shaky toys, and he gets pretty hyped up. So we should recognize on these as soon as we rearranged it. Do you remember what that does when they have the same slope? Parallel lines. So if the solution to a system is where do they intersect and they don't, make sure you write that. There is no solution. Okay? Let me pause real quick here. I'm going to go check on everyone. All right. They're making cookies. So there's a mixer going on and all that. Here we go. Yeah, making cookies while sick. 3, I actually goofed up here. I only have one graph. It has 2 different graphs, and it's because there are special vertical and horizontal lines. If you look back in your notes, remember we did something like if y equals a number, it's a vertical line. If x equals a number, it's a horizontal line. So the 2 that we're given here are y is greater than 2. So I'm just going to do them both on the same graph, even though you have 2 separate ones. So y equals number is a vertical. Oh my god, I did those backwards. It's been a long week. There we go. Sorry about that. Y equals a number is a horizontal line. So I'll put a horizontal line at 2. And it's going to be a dotted line because now we're talking inequalities. Less ink here, less ink there. Y is greater than 2. Well, this is the y-axis. So if y's are greater, then I'll go towards the bigger numbers, which means I'll shade everything up here. Okay? For the other one, we have x is less than or equal to -1. X equals number is a vertical line. So put a vertical line at -1. Go to -1 on the x-axis. This one will be a solid line because more ink here, more ink there. X is less than that, so I'll shade towards the smaller numbers, the negative numbers. So I'll shade everything over here. Okay, so I had to do them on the same graph, but you're going to have 2 separate ones. So this is just reminding us that when we have to do inequalities, we're going to have solid or dotted lines. We're going to have to shade in a particular direction. And these are the special vertical horizontal ones that sometimes we goof. When we move on to the next, we have -y less than or equal to 3x plus 4. See, this is going to combine a couple of skills. One, we're going to have a system, so we're going to actually shade our overlapping area. But 2, you notice this isn't in slope-intercept form. So just like we had to up here, we're going to make this in the correct form. I'm going to divide everything by -1. So it turns into y -3x minus 4. And remember, because we divided by a negative, we have to flip our inequality. And I'll graph this line. Start at -4. Slope is -3. That's down 3, right 1, or since I don't have room for it, up 3, left 1. Up 3, left 1, up 3, left 1, up 3, left 1. More ink here means more ink here. I'm going to have a solid line. And two ways to know where to shade. Way number one, I pick a point. 0, 0 is usually the easiest one. And I'll plug it in here and say 0, this is 0, -4. And ask myself, if I plug this in, does it make a true statement? 0 is greater than -4, so since this is a true statement, I will shade towards that side of the graph. Alternatively, this just says y is greater than the line. So we'll go to where it hits the y-axis and I'll shade up from there and I'll see it's this side. Next, we have -3x plus 3y less than or equal to -9. Again, it doesn't look like we're used to slope-intercept, so I'm going to add 3x. Oh, get my Paxton line in there. Add 3x, add 3x. Oh, baby bear's mad about something. Those aren't like terms, so I'll have 3x minus 9. And then I need to divide everything by 3. Oh, is this pen dying too? I need a new set. Y. I did not divide by a negative, so I'm going to keep my inequality the same direction. 3 divided by 3 is 1x. -9 divided by 3 is -3. So I start at -3. And the slope is, see how there's 3 divided by 3 is 1. Little invisible 1 right here. So that's up and to the right. So up, right, up, right, up, right, up, right, or down, left. Down, left, down, left. This one is also or equal to, so we'll make a solid line. And it says y is less than the line, so we'll shade down. Or I put 0, 0 in there and see 0 is not less than or equal to -3. 0 is not a solution, so I'll shade the other way, away from it. And all of my arrows are pointing into this region, so that's the one I shade. Okay? We'll go see what's going on there. Turns out Baby Bear was mad that he didn't have enough cookie dough on his beater that he was licking. So, all right, on to number 5. Same as this. We're going to start with our two inequalities and turn them into slope-intercepts so we can graph them. He really wants more cookie dough. Okay, I'm just going to subtract 2x and that'll be done. Y is less than -2x plus 4. Start at 4. Down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. This one does not have or equal to. Less ink here, less ink here. And turn that into a dotted line. Yeah, like writing on my divider there. And y is less than the line, so I will shade below it. So it's shading to this side. I'm going to draw all my little arrows. If you want to do your crosshatch thing, if you want to do your light shading thing, however you do it, I just have to be able to tell where your answer is. Okay. Then we're going to go again. Next one is -2x plus y less than or equal to 4. I'll add 2x to the other side, getting y is less than or equal to 2x plus 4. So it's going to start at the same spot. But this one has a slope of +2. 2 over 1 is up to right 1. And I don't really have room for that. So we're going to instead go down to left 1. down 2 left 1, down 2 left 1, down 2 left 1, down 2 left 1. This one will be a solid line. More ink here means more ink there. Says it equals all the stuff on the line. Okay, there. I don't like that little curve. This says y is less than the line, so it's below this line. So I make all my little arrows like this. I can also put in 0, 0. Notice if I'm putting in 0, 0, it's actually easier when it's in standard form like this, because 0 plus 0 is 0. That says 0 is less than or equal to 4, which is true, so I'll shade towards the 0. So each form of the equation has its own benefits. And then, because I'm sure someone in the room made some comment about how horrible my shading was, I know there's at least 3 kids who just said, missed the spot, but there it is, okay? Then, number 6. Okay, I know y'all don't like words, but we did this first semester, or maybe it was the beginning of this semester, where we need to be able to translate words into math. Write and solve an inequality for the quotient of my pen's dying here. A number and 3 is at most 11 less than I get cookie dough. Oh, that's so good. Okay, double the number. So I need to translate it. Oh my God, that's good. That's really good. I'm gonna have to pause and go get more. The quotient of a number and 3. Remember, whenever we see the quotient of, it tells me I'm about to divide 2 things. The things that I'm going to divide will be separated by and. And then I run into the word is. So a number and 3 tells me I'll put a number and 3. Okay. Also remember, the first thing that we usually want to look for is our linking verb, our is, and was, were, are, because is tells me I'm going to have my equal sign, or in this case, is at most tells me this is my inequality. So think about is at most. My savings is at most $200. Can it be 200? Yeah. Can it be bigger than that or smaller than that if it's at most 200? Can be smaller, right? So that tells me this is less than or equal to. Then 11 less than. Remember that less than tells me that I'm going to put this at the end. Don't try to put another inequality because of the word less, because it's not attached to a is. If I say is less than, that's an inequality, that's Pac-Man. But because it just says 11 less than a thing, means I'm going to say minus 11 after a thing. That thing is double the number. The number we were talking about was unknown, so I put a variable. I put n, you can put x, you can put d, you can put whatever you want. Double a number is 2 times that number. ta-da! I have my inequality. Now it does say to write and solve the inequality, so you're not off the hook yet. We have to actually finish this off. God, that's good. Here we go. Try these instead. So you play the Who's Lonely game, right? I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides. Oh, hold on. We better make our Paxton line before someone gets mad at me. Okay. Zero that out. Now, this looks tough, right? We're not used to seeing n over 3 or x over 3. So maybe we need to write this as 1/3 n. Remember there's an invisible 1 right here. So 1 over 3 n. So 1/3 n minus 2 n's. Either use a calculator, or if you need to side quest here, 1/3 minus 2, I need to take that times 3, 1 times 3, turn it into 1/3 minus 6/3. Okay, so either use your common denominators or get a good calculator to turn this into a negative 5/3 n is less than or equal to negative 11. You're like, ew, fractions. Well, how do we get rid of fractions? Right? Multiply by 3. Now, in this case, if I'm going to multiply by 3, I might as well multiply by negative 3/5. Remember, dividing by fractions is easy as pie. Flip the second and multiply. When I multiply by its reciprocal, make sure to do it to both sides, then this cancels, this cancels, this cancels. Everything cancels. Or, if you got a good calculator, you could just say negative 11 divided by negative 5/3, and it'll just spit out your answer. So, almost made the mistake. I just multiplied by a negative. That's going to be n is greater than or equal to. Got to flip our Pac-Man around. A negative times a negative is a positive. 11 times 3 is 33. 1 times 5 is 5. N is greater than or equal to 33/5. So we did this kind of a combination. It was right around end of first semester, beginning of second semester. But I'm including it in here because we need to practice it. All right. Now, if you need either Miss LaCroix or Miss Winslion to kind of read through this with you, that's okay. These ones I definitely want you doing yourself because you know how and you got the notes now. But this one, if you need help kind of reading through it and underlining stuff, that's fine because words are hard. All right. So, sorry I couldn't be there today, but you now have your review. You should have a bunch of notes written, and you get to just do your quiz as normal. Remember to put everything over on the counter, same as if I was there, because I will be coming in on maybe sometime this weekend, maybe even tonight, or I'll be grading through them on Monday. So I will be going through all your books. Make sure to put them all in the normal spot. And if you have any questions, you're free to text me about stuff on Remind. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next week.